Hi, I'm Acrylic Pixel.
And I'm Dreamcatcher.
And, well, we have a bit to say about My Little Ponies episode 72, Bats. It was amazing!
If by amazing you mean ignorant...
The animation, oh my gosh! And the music, oh, it was wonderful! And I'm so impressed by what the animators have been throwing out this season.
Yes, I think we can all agree on this. But there's something about this episode that really bugs me.
What?
Well, as every other analyst has pointed out, one of the main themes of this episode seems to be about how we treat animals that are lesser than us.
Okay, what about it?
You don't see it. The entire situation seems a bit ignorant as to why farmers and livestock owners think like Applejack. DigiProny throws out a great explanation of speciesism, and I suggest you go watch his review of bats to gain some background as to why I am so bugged by this episode. In all honesty, I'm on Applejack's side. I was with her from the beginning, and when she said, "You're being too kind," I completely agreed with her, and I still do. See, I come from the South, in a country old state surrounded by farmers and ranchers, and the state is also known for its hunting. And believe me when I say, if this had been back when I was a bit younger, I would be very angry at the rest of the Five Ponies' reactions. But after owning a few chickens and becoming more educated as to why people hunt, I can't help but feel this is very damning towards farmers. The show seems to portray Applejack with a sense of ignorant paranoia and being completely unreasonable. In truth, I think it's because her motivation seems really selfish and her argument isn't properly portrayed. The main conflict of this episode is that these bats are destroying her produce at a very rapid pace.
But Dream, those bats are just trying to feed their families, and in doing so, they're spreading the seeds.
That is partially true. Yes, the bats are doing this for their survival, but so do coyotes when they rip our chickens apart. The truth of the matter is that these bats are being very invasive. It would be fine if the farm wasn't all that important to Ponyville's survival, but as Applejack stated the last time that there was an infestation, the farm had to ration the apples, suggesting that because of them, the town was facing the threat of starvation. Granted, a lot of time has passed since then, and Ponyville could probably import food now. But that's a lot of money going through such a small little town. How would they be able to afford it? Also, we don't know if this bat has any natural predators. So let's say we give part of the orchard to them so that they can raise their cute little families. Then those children have children, and so on and so on. And then the entire farm is once again taken over by them, and another harvest is ruined. And every time they do so, they spread more trees. And then those trees grow, and the population booms again. And it quickly becomes out of control. Now, one solution to this is to bring their natural predators in. But what if the bats were foreign in the first place? And you have to bring in a foreign animal to be able to take care of those bats. And then they finally get the bats down to a normal population, and now that species is facing starvation. So they go and they start hunting the other animals around the area, potentially threatening the ecosystem. And then you have to bring in some other animal or find some other resolution to take care of this animal before it destroys the entire ecosystem. It's a big mess. Applejack is just trying to stop this before it gets out of hoof.
So what? You would kill the bats?
If it's a foreign invasive species, yes. However, if it's a natural species that occurs in the area, I would bring in a predator to control it, as the bats could be beneficial, or possibly relocate them. Speaking of which, Miss Twilight Sparkle, bearer of the element of magic and princess of Equestria, how come you couldn't envelop the bat colony and relocate them to a more suitable location out in the wild? Swear she gained the logic of a 5-year-old with those wings of hers. Of course, you have to put into consideration that this is also Equestria, and not our world. Perhaps if Fluttershy could translate their language and communicate with them, the resolution they had could be perfectly fine, but to me, it's not all that likely.
Wait, so what was whatever I said earlier only partially true?
Oh, right. So the bats suck the juices from the apples, right?
Yeah.
And they don't seem to puncture holes and then suck out the insides. Just the juices, right?
Yeah.
How do they get the whole seeds?
Uh-huh.